What are the miracles of Prophet Muhammad? His greatest miracle was the Qur'an. It's not possible for an illiterate shepherd to write such a book like the Qur'an. One who reads the Qur'an will recognize that it is not the word of a human being. The Qur'an mentions many miraculous events in a very literary, harmonious way. During the time of the Prophet, literature and poetry were very popular. Poetry competitions were held, and the winning poem would be hung on the door of the Kaaba. As a result of the will of Allah, he did not know how to read or write. And such a person brought the Qur'an during the age of the poets. Those who listened to the Qur'an would say that it was not from a human being and would immediately accept Islam. Because of this reason, it was forbidden to recite the Qur'an loudly in Makkah. Prophet Muhammad has many miracles. However, since it is not possible to make mention of all of them, we will just give a few examples.
Mecca has been ordered as Qur'an direction, convention place for billions of Muslims, and as the holy center of Islam. Soon, you will witness the scientific proof of unbelievable mysteries that have remained hidden in the holy city, Mecca, for thousands of years. The constant, superior design number of mathematics, 1.618. The Creator has always used the very same number in numerous events in the universe. In our heart pulses, the aspect ratio of DNA spiral, and the special design of the universe, which is named as dodecahedron, and the leaf array rules of plants, which is named as phyllotaxy, in the snowflakes, crystals, in the spiral structure of numerous galaxies. The Creator has used the same number, the number of golden mean, 1.618. It is observed that this ratio is applied to the pyramids of Egypt, like it was applied to various famous architectural works. Famous astronomer Kepler defines this number as a precious treasury. As the vision expert Dr. Stephen Markout was proved as a result of his 25-year-long study that human faces and bodies designed pursuant to this ratio are accepted as beautiful by every single person in the world. If the aspect ratio of any form is 1.618, then this form is convenient to golden mean. Perfect design. So, where is the golden mean point of the Earth? The proportion of distance between Mecca and the North Pole to the distance between Mecca and the South Pole is exactly 1.618, the golden mean. Moreover, the proportion of the distance between the South Pole and the city of Mecca to the distance between both poles is again 1.618. The miracle is not over yet. The golden mean point of the earth, according to common location language of mankind, graticule map, is in the city of Mecca. The proportion of eastern elongation to the western elongation, which are determined as solstice line from Mecca, is again 1.618. Moreover, as shown in the figure, the proportion of western elongation of Mecca to the solstice line to the perimeter of the earth on this very latitude is surprisingly the golden mean, 1.618. The golden mean point of the earth, for all mapping systems, even though they vary by a few kilometers, is always within the city borders of Mecca, within the holy region that includes Kaaba. You can measure very sensitively the distance between any 2 points with the help of Google Earth's ruler feature. If you wish, you can verify the correctness of the given ratios by calculating latitude and longitude with a simple calculator. The Thematrix program is an American program that is used to show golden mean of pictures and paintings. If we accept the graticule map of the Earth as an alive painting whose depth never ends and open it in this program, we will find out that the golden mean point of the Earth is the city of Mecca. With respect to positive longitude and latitude values and being on the land, not the sea, the only golden mean point of the Earth is Mecca. Miracles continue. The golden mean miracle in the Mecca verse of the Qur'an. There is one unique verse in the Qur'an that includes Mecca word and an expression that tells there are clear evidences within the city which will give belief to humanity. The relation between the city of Mecca and the golden mean is clearly engraved in the Ali Imran Surah, 96th verse. The total number of all letters of this verse is 47. Calculating the golden mean of letter total, we find out that the word of Mecca is expressed by 47 divided by 1.618 equals 29. There are 29 letters from the beginning of the verse till the word Mecca. Just like it is in the world map. If only one single word or letter was missing, this ratio could never be constituted. Without any impediment, we have conducted the very same process that we conducted on the Earth map and witnessed the glorious coherence of letter numbers that reveals the relation of Mecca and the golden mean. All this shows that the creator of the earth and mathematics is the same one God. Beggar description that created Kaaba, holy region, and the Qur'an. He reminds whole humanity that knowing the future and common languages of humanity, he gave clues for them. A newer invention on the relation between the golden mean, Mecca, Kaaba, and the Qur'an becomes revealed in each single day. In the figure, it is shown that the measurements with golden mean compass, also known as Leonardo compass, indicate that the city of Mecca is located on the golden mean of Arabia, while Kaaba is located on the golden mean of the city. The probability calculations indicate that all these facts cannot be a mere coincidence. Try to survive with miracle news in holy books, with the golden mean of the world, with the holy mysteries about the Jesus the Christ and the Prophet Muhammad, and with scientific proofs.
Apart from the miraculous characteristic of the Qur'an, which we have looked into so far, it also has a mathematical miracle. An example of this is the numbers of repetitions of some of the words in the Qur'an. Some related words are surprisingly repeated the same number of times. Below are such words and the numbers of their repetitions in the Qur'an. The word day, yaum, is repeated 365 times in singular form, while its plural and dual forms, days, ayam, and yaumain, together are repeated 30 times. The number of repetitions of the word month, shahad, is 12. The word payment or reward is repeated 117 times, while the expression forgiveness, mughfirah, which is one of the basic moral principles of the Qur'an, is repeated exactly twice as many times. The number of times the words world, dunya, and hereafter, akhira, are repeated is also the same, 115. The statement of 7 heavens, sab'a samawat, is repeated 7 times. The creation of the heavens, khalq al-samawat, is also repeated 7 times. The word faith, iman, without genitive, is repeated 25 times throughout the Qur'an, as is also the word infidelity or covering over the truth, kufr. The words paradise and hell are each repeated 77 times. The word Satan, shaitan, is used in the Qur'an 88 times, as is the word angels, malaika. The word zakah is repeated 32 times, while the number of repetitions of the word blessing, barakah, is also 32. The words man and woman are also employed equally, 23 times. Sun, shams, and light, nur, both appear 33 times in the Qur'an. In counting the word light, only the simple forms of the words were included. The expression, the righteous, al-abrar, is used 6 times, but the wicked, al-fujar, is used half as much, i.e. 3 times. Human being is used 65 times. The sum of the number of mentions of the stages of man's creation is the same, i.e. human being, 65, soil, turab, 17, drop of sperm, nutfah, 12, embryo, alaq, 6, half-formed lump of flesh, mudgah, 3, bone, idham, 15, flesh, lahm, 12. The word land appears 13 times in the Qur'an, and the word sea 32 times, giving a total of 45 references. If we divide that number by that of the number of references to the land, we arrive at the figure 28.888888888889%. The number of total references to land and sea, 45, divided by the number of references to the sea in the Qur'an, 32, is 71.1111111111%. Extraordinarily, these figures represent the exact proportions of land and sea on the earth today. Every piece of information shows us an apparent fact. The Qur'an is such a book that all the news related in it has proved to be true, and facts that no one could ever have known at the time were announced in its verses. Certainly this proves clear evidence that the Qur'an is not the word of man. The Qur'an is the word of God, the originator of everything and the Almighty who encompasses everything with his knowledge. In a verse, God remarks on the Qur'an, "If it had been from other than God, they would have found many inconsistencies in it." Not only are there no inconsistencies in the Qur'an, every piece of information it contains reveals the miracle of this divine book more and more each day. What falls to man is to hold fast to this divine book revealed by God and receive it as his one and only guide. In one of the verses, God tells us the following, "And this is a book we have sent down and blessed, so follow it, and have fear of God, so that hopefully you will gain mercy."
The star Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky. Astronomers have calculated its distance from us at being 8.5 light-years. It was noted only in very recent times, thanks to modern telescopes, that Sirius moves together with another star, much smaller than itself, and invisible to the naked eye. Scientists call this two-star system Sirius A and Sirius B. The larger of these is Sirius A, which is the brightest star that can be seen with the naked eye. Its mass is 3 times that of the Sun, and it is 10 times brighter than it. Sirius B, on the other hand, is a white dwarf star. It cannot be seen with the naked eye. It possesses approximately the same mass as the Sun, although since its diameter is only 4 times that of the Earth, it is very much more dense. The stars in the Sirius system are heading towards our direction at thousands of kilometers an hour. The duration of the rising of Sirius on Earth's horizon is exactly the same as our solar year. In other words, 365 days and 6 hours. Because they had discovered this interesting common feature in the star Sirius and the solar system, the ancient Egyptians declared the day when Sirius first appeared on the horizon to be the first day of their calendar year. Because of such characteristics, the star Sirius became a focus of interest for a great many ancient civilizations. It was believed that this star possessed various powers, and some people even went to such excesses in their depravity as to worship it. The fact is, though, that it is God, the Lord of the worlds, who created the star Sirius and all the features it possesses, just as he did everything else. God refers to Sirius, known as Shi-Ra in Arabic, in verse 49 of Surat An-Najm of the Qur'an. It is he who is the Lord of Sirius. The Sirius double stars orbit in ellipses around one another. The orbital period of Sirius A and B about their common center of gravity is 49.9 years. This scientific data is today accepted with one accord by the Departments of Astronomy at Harvard, Ottawa, and Leicester universities. This information is reported as followed in various sources. Sirius, the brightest star, is actually a twin star. Its orbit lasts 49.9 years. As is known, the stars Sirius A and Sirius B orbit each other in a double bow every 49.9 years. The point requiring attention here is the double, bow-shaped orbit of the two stars around one another. We've seen that the star Sirius is referred to in Surat An-Najm, verse 49. We also encounter a very wise analogy in verse 9 of the same surah. He was 2 bow lengths away, or even closer. As we have seen this far, the star Sirius is referred to in verse 49 of the surah, and verse 9 of the same surah contains the expression 2 bow lengths to refer to the two stars' orbits. When we combine the numbers of these two verses, in other words 49 and 9, we obtain the number 49.9, the duration in years of these stars' orbits. Here we are faced with a mathematical miracle of the Qur'an. Given the technological means available 1400 years ago, it was of course impossible for people living then to know that the star Sirius, one of which is too small to be seen with the naked eye, was actually a 2-star system, that both these stars' orbits were in the form of a bow, and that those orbits lasted for 49.9 years. Scientists only came by that information towards the end of the 20th century. Yet our Almighty Lord, the Creator of everything from nothing, the absolute ruler, has miraculously revealed these facts in the Qur'an. And God knows best. This scientific fact that nobody could have known at the time of the revelation of the Qur'an once again proves that the Qur'an is the word of Almighty God.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah, Allah, you are my all, you are my love. Words can't describe my love for you. Allah, Allah, you are my Lord. All praises due to your beauty and compassion. Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, I'm calling your name. Allah, I call you, I need you. Allahu Akbar. Allah, your mercy is great. Oh, Allah, Allah, I sit and pray. You hear my call. Please send your guidance on to me. Allah, Allah, don't let me stray. Please guide my way onto the path of my deen. Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, I'm calling your name. Allah, I call you, I need you. Allahu Akbar. Allah, your mercy is great. Oh, Allah, how perfect my Allah is, and I praise Him. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanallahi you are. Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah,
In the chapter of Talaq, verse 12, the Quran mentions that there are 7 heavens. This information was given to us 14 centuries ago through the Quran by a man who was illiterate. It was not possible to have this knowledge at that time when this was discovered after long astronomical research. And it was not possible for it to be taken from other sources. This type of information was not known to anyone at that time period.
1. Troposphere. 2. Stratosphere. 3. Mesosphere. 4. Thermosphere. 5. Exosphere. 6. Ionosphere. And 7. Magnetosphere.
At a time when astronomy was not as developed as today, the Quran, which was revealed 14 centuries ago, mentions in chapter Thariyat, verse 47, that the sky has been expanded. This information was only discovered in the 20th century and was not known by anyone at that time. This clearly shows that this information could only be revealed to the Prophet Muhammad by divine revelation. Prophet Muhammad said, "If a fly falls into the plate of any one of you, dip it in the food, because in one of its wings is a sickness, and in the other is a cure. It will be protected by the wing which carries the sickness," which means that the wing which has the cure will act as an antidote against the wing that carries the poison. This kind of information was discovered by scientists in a lab as a result of microscopic experiments. However, this information was given to us by Prophet Muhammad 14 centuries ago. Prophet Muhammad forbade us to use water that has been sitting in the sun, and stated that this water was harmful and could cause spotted fever. It is mentioned in chapter Rahman, verse 19 and 20, He released the 2 seas meeting side by side. Between them is a barrier, so neither of them transgresses. As the verse mentions, this reality is mind-blowing. It is impossible to keep 2 different types of water from mixing in a teacup, let alone the sea, in spite of storms and waves. However, science acknowledges the verses of the Quran and declares to even the eyes that are blind that it is the word of Allah. Captain Cousteau, famous for his research of the sea, explains, "We were researching the theories of some researchers that there are barriers between different water masses. At the end of our research, we discovered that the Mediterranean has its unique level of salt and density. At the same time, it contained unique living creatures. Then we observed the Atlantic Ocean and saw that it was completely different from the Mediterranean. Whereas in the Strait of Gibraltar, where the 2 waters meet, their levels of salt, density, and vitality should be almost equal or the same. However, these 2 waters were of different composition where they met. we were shocked with this discovery because there was a great water barrier between where the two waters met. What is interesting is that an illiterate man who lived in Makkah centuries ago and who lived 5,000 to 6,000 kilometers away gave us the news that these two waters did not mix. Where did Prophet Muhammad get this information from? This only shows that this information, which was not known to anyone at that time, could only be from a divine source.